infrastructure. I've stood in the halls of Frankfort fighting for these values. These are the values that will move Western Kentucky forward. I'm Dorsey Ridley, and I hope you will stand with me on November the 6th to ensure our region will continue to prosper and grow. I humbly ask for your vote to improve the quality of life in Kentucky. Paid for by Dorsey Ridley for State
For a
Senate.
delicious meal, try Kay's Kitchen in Princeton. They have great home cooking, just like Mom and Grandma used to do. Enjoy cooked-to-order breakfast every day, all day. Daily lunch specials include favorites like open-faced roast beef, grilled chicken tenderloins, country fried steak, smoked pork chops, and catfish and shrimp on Fridays. All your favorite veggies, too. And don't forget Kay's homemade desserts. Open Monday through Thursday, 5 to 2, Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 5:30 to 11. Kay's Kitchen, 501 North Jefferson Street, Princeton. 1 block from the courthouse.
Welcome back in. Good morning. Time is 8:34 here on the morning show, 1580 103.3 WPKY. We are joined by a couple of guests from the Caldwell County Schools. We have Nate Huggins, superintendent, and we've got Will Brown. Good morning.
Good morning. Mitzi, how are you?
Yeah, I am doing well. Thank you. What have you guys got to talk about for us this morning? Who wants to go first?
Well, I'll go first. I want to talk about the grand opening of the Area Technology Center, or we call it the Regional Technology Center now. It's been under renovation since last fall, and we have a projection grand opening date of the 27th of November. We have Derek Ramsey coming down from Frankfort. We're going to make it a big show to let everybody know what we have to offer our kids for career possibilities as they go on to the better and brighter things as an adult. It's a great activity. And we've got 5 different districts that use this facility: ourself, Lyon County, Crittenden County, Dawson Springs, Trigg, and did I leave anybody out?
I think that's it.
I think that's 5. Yeah, it's got culinary arts. It has welding, electricity, carpentry. We have a new program this year with plumbing, auto mechanics, and 2 nursing programs in the center, which give our students and the students of the other districts great opportunities to kind of set their future, really.
Exactly. Right. They get to choose. They can kind of have options to know where they want to go. That sort of thing wasn't available to me when I was going through school. You just, got what you got. You didn't really get to.
Yeah, we had a shop class that I went through Elizabethtown High School when I went through school back a couple days ago, and we had a shop class that we learned to do woodworking, but we didn't learn the other aspects that we have to offer the kids here today, and that is truly fantastic. We really need that for our community, and we're looking to also add a community program in the afternoons so people that currently live here that need a step up in their work ability and platform to take classes. So I would love to be able to become a plumber, because I don't like paying a plumber $45 to $50 an hour to come fix something at the house that I should be able to fix.
Right.
So it's going to be a great activity.
And this is so you will have adult learning options at
that's one of our goals. That's what we want to have. We don't control the facility. That's done by Frankfort through the Kentucky Department of Education.
Okay.
But we're going to submit that idea to them to have that ability for our school district in our community to use that facility to gain knowledge and have a career possibility for themselves.
And that's excellent, because a lot of times, adults find themselves in a situation where they need to change careers for whatever reason, if the job is no longer available, or if they're just not where they want to be. And like you said, to just learn a skilled trade to use at home. It'd be great some people don't even know how to change their own oil. It'd be great to be able to teach them that. Also would open up some opportunities for people who need jobs to be able to teach. A part-time evening class would be excellent for some people.
That's
a great idea.
That's exactly right. It's going to be a great shot in the arm for our community and our kids, as well as the other 4 school districts that bus their kids over here every day to use that facility. They're currently in class right now, but they're using our high school classrooms to implement those classes because they can't get into the building yet.
Gotcha.
And we're hoping that they'll get into the building sometime the first part of November, but our grand opening is going to be the 27th. So we'll have all the dignitaries down, and the local business people here in Princeton to come look at it. It's going to be a big deal. We're going to make it a big activity for our community.
And there will be a ceremony.
There's going to be a ceremony, grand opening. Derek Ramsey out of Frankfurt will come down. He's the guy who's in charge of all the grants within our great state, and he will do the official ribbon cutting. We're going to ask the other superintendents that use this facility, along with their board chairs, Board of Education chairs, to come over and be a part of that ribbon ceremony, as well as the mayor, judge executive, other business owners here in town to be a part of that.
And what time will that ceremony take place?
It's going to be at 12 o'clock, I think, is what the tentative schedule is on the 27th of November. Of course, schedules are always subject to change.
Absolutely.
So it could change between now and the 27th, but hopefully it will not.
The 27th is also the date for the first basketball game. I just read that this morning.
Well, there you go. So that's a win-win. Win-win for Princeton.
Go to the
and
ceremony
Caldwell
in
County.
the morning, go to
Exactly
the basketball
right.
game in Lyon County that night.
Exactly right. Next thing I want to talk about, we just the board approved us a grant writer last month for our school district to find different revenue, other revenue to help us meet the needs of the kids in the class, the kids' needs in the classroom. We hired Tammy Sanders. She's a retired teacher from Caldwell County. She has 27 years of experience. She finished up as a librarian at the Caldwell County Elementary School. And she did write about 15 grants during her tenure in our school district and was successful in that venue. So we feel that she's going to be a great addition to our school district to bring us the revenue that we so badly need to do other things for our kids. I'd love to bring in stem cell research into our schools.
Wow.
Also robotics, Project Lead the Way classes, because that's what our future's going to.
Right.
And we need to give every opportunity to our kids that we possibly can give them.
Exactly.
That's one of the things we need to do. Also, I wanted to just briefly touch on some of the recent testing activity that took place from last year at the high school. Transition readiness. If you've had a chance to look at the paper or look at the news, we've had the transition readiness and the career ready. College career and transition readiness for all our kids has been one of the topics of discussion throughout the state. They're changing the graduation requirements starting in 2019. So that's going to be a big thing. And there's going to be an exit test that our kids are going to have to take in order to be proficient in math and English. On the transition readiness, the benchmarks for academic readiness, you have to have an English. This is on benchmark on the ACT test. English, you have to have a score of 18, reading a 20, math a 19. Or you can have dual credit, B or higher, on 6 or more hours of approved dual credit courses. Or you can have a score of 3 or more on AP classes, or a combination of an academic readiness indicator that was listed above. So there's a lot to think about when there's a kid in school to become college or career ready. And on the career readiness side, benchmarks approved industrial certifications, and that's going through the ATC that we talked about earlier. Or the dual credit, B or higher on 6 or more hours of approved CTE dual credit classes, or complete a KDE labor cabinet approved apprenticeship. So there's a lot going on for our kids in school to be college or career ready.
Right, right.
So
and when you said a minute ago, when you said that they are changing the graduation requirements, so you just mean as far as scores?
No, they're changing the actually classes that you have to take.
I see. It seems like it wasn't that long ago that they changed that requirement. And I say this, I didn't, you're probably not going to like to hear this, but I homeschooled my children, and it seems like when one of them was in maybe like 8th grade or freshman or somewhere in there, I had to rethink the future because we had to they changed the requirements, graduation requirements.
We have a new commissioner, and Commissioner Lewis, and he's come down with their Board of Education for the state. These are the new graduation requirements. English 1 and English 2 is a requirement for all students, and 2 additional English language arts credits aligned with the student's individual learning plan. Every student will have an individual learning plan in the school system.
And that's new?
That's new. Well, they've had an individual learning plan for a long time. It's just they're going to have that as a part of it. Algebra 1 and geometry, and 2 additional mathematics credits align with the student's ILP. Three credits, three social studies credits, at least one aligned with the student's ILP. 3 credits in science, one aligned with the ILP. 1 credit visual and performing arts, a half credit of physical education, a half credit of health, and 6 additional credits aligned with a student's ILP. That could be a business class,
Right.
What have you.
So it sounds like they're making it more, they've changed it to be more individualized.
Right.
That the requirements are now more per student as opposed to per across the board.
Right, exactly.
Which is a great thing.
It's a great thing, but the issue that we're going to have is that the students also will have to demonstrate proficiency in reading and mathematics, pass the civics exams, and receive instructions in financial literacy, demonstrate competency in essential skills and technology, and demonstrate academic or career readiness as defined in the state accountability system. So that's a big chunk for every student to meet that criteria. And the problem that everybody knows that we face is that we have a lot of kids that are in households that are not, they don't have both parents in the house to give them the support that they need.
Sure, sure.
I mean, that's one of the big things that we face. And we don't know exactly what's going to be on the test.
Sure.
It's going to be up to Algebra 1 as far as math. And for the language proficiency as far as language arts, we don't know what that's going to entail.
Okay.
So more to come. But
Right.
I mean, there are a lot of states right now that are currently doing, they have an exit exam, and I don't know that they're that successful.
I see.
So
I see.
that's about that takes care of the coverage for the new graduation requirements. I want to give you some cut scores from the high school. We had indicators on that we have to meet. Now, proficiency for the ACT, they get this off the ACT math and reading. Their threshold cut score is 40. Our high school has an overall score of 61. Currently, we're on the ACT, we're at 18.9 average. That was last year's ACT score.
And that's the overall score, the
That's
composite?
the overall score, composite score for the ACT. The only 2 close districts that are ahead of us are McCracken and Madisonville with a 20.6. This year, our goal is a 21. We've gone, and this is what we've done to try to improve our ability on the ACT. We had a practice exam on 9/4/18. We'll administer it again on 1/4/19. A school blitz of personnel goal setting. I mean, they had everybody, all the teachers wore 21 on a shirt to school one day.
Yeah.
As an indicator, as a goal for the school. Daily ACT instruction, practice embedded throughout the school in every classroom. Every Friday, reading practice is scheduled. Mini block for reading intervention. Encourage multiple opportunities to take the national ACT. And we're looking to have an ACT boot camp where that'll take place on a Saturday, and the kids will be able to take part of that prior to them taking the official ACT test.
Good.
So Ms. Phelps is doing a great job up at the high school. Let me see, what else can I cover this morning? And we're doing a lot of great things in both the middle school and the elementary school in both the math and English. That's basically what I wanted to cover this morning as far as from my chair.
Okay.
And I just want to thank everybody in our school district for what they do every single day to help kids be successful in their lifetime. And one more thing, I did have the opportunity yesterday to participate in a field trip with the first grade from primary school. They needed an additional bus driver to keep from shuttling back and forth from the planetarium to the nature park.
Okay.
So I was in a meeting with the first grade teachers last week, and I needed to try to look what Mr. Bean, the principal of the primary school, how he approves their field trips and see what kind of educational activities our kids have. So I volunteered to go ahead and drive the bus yesterday, the extra bus they needed, so I could go and visualize what our kids are seeing at the planetarium and the nature park. Superb educational activity for our kids.
And this is at LBL?
This is LBL, right. And the first grade teachers, they have it down to a science on their field trips. Everything was step by step. The kids were in line. They acted tremendously. I'm so proud of how the first grade and our kids acted yesterday at LBL. But it was a great opportunity.
Well, great. So parents, if you're listening, your kids did well.
They did wonderful. Other than that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Brown.
All righty.
Wow. Hey. Morning. How you doing?
Morning. Doing well.
Like I said, Mr. Huggins asked if I'd come in this morning and talk about a few of the things that my little world. I'm not used to being in here without the class of the county. It's my first time in here without Gator and DT.
Oh.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, man, I feel
So
like.
you come with that crew.
Well, yeah, I
haven't met them yet.
Yeah, you get to. I see on the calendar there. You get to meet them this Friday.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I've heard. I just haven't.
Oh
met
yeah,
yet.
just keep your finger on the button
and
and
an experience for you.
you just keep your finger on the button and the 5-second delay and you'll be great. No, they're two great guys, love them to death, and they're great assets for our community. But no, Mr. Huggins asked if I'd come by and talk a little bit about the food service program and the federal program. I am in charge. I'm the head lunch lady, as a lot of people call me. And as Mr. Huggins talks about our staff, I have 21 of the most wonderful ladies in the world that work with me, not for me, out there serving the meals every day to our kids. And I tell you what, I remind them that our job and their job is probably, no offense to the math teacher or whomever, but their job is probably the most important. They're feeding kids.
Yes.
They're feeding hungry kids. Is it a challenge sometimes? Yes. Do we always feed the kids exactly what they want? No. We have parameters we do have to follow, which are good, but anytime you deal with any federal program whatsoever, there's always seems to be we can't ever quite stop at common sense. We always go a little bit over the edge, and that's understandable. That's always been the case, so we don't want to blame any party or affiliation. But they do a fantastic job of feeding our students, and the thing is, we've got a new challenge now. We started it last year. We're a CEP district, which means we're community eligibility provision, which means we feed every child a free breakfast and a free lunch in our school district.
Regardless of
income, what have you. We feed every student in the district. We went to that. We didn't jump on it as soon as some other places did. There's a financial consideration to be taken in there because we don't have that regular income coming in. We do get monthly reimbursements, but out of those monthly reimbursements, we pay for everything. Most people don't know that. We don't get a quote-unquote budget. We are a small business within the school corporation, if you want to call that. We pay all of our salaries, benefits, equipment repairs, what have you, comes out of our funds we generate. So granted, we are excited. We're feeding every kid, but we do treat it a little bit like a business, not very much. But we're excited to be doing that again this year for our students. The biggest thing, like I said, we ask is that kids eat. Nowhere else, I don't think, in the community can you go and get a free breakfast and a free lunch of the quality of food we feed. And we always catch a lot of grief. Well, it's soy burgers, what have you. I assure you, we don't serve soy burgers. We don't have pink sludge like some people say. In fact, government food is of the highest quality, actually. The commodity food, everybody says, well, that's commodity. Commodity food is grade A stuff. I mean, it's good quality things. So we're excited we have that provided, and that we're able to provide all of our kids free meals, and that's big. I usually.
Well, you said something about it's hard for you to feed kids, all the kids, and something that they like. It's hard for us as parents too.
Oh, absolutely.
Just eat it.
Eat it.
Oh,
I'm a good one to talk. Basically, my son ate, I think, chicken nuggets about 90% of the time, and probably still does to that point. But and the thing is, we have requirements we have to feel like we have to serve. Somebody says, well, why do you serve this? Or why do you serve that? Well, we have requirements. We have to serve so much red orange vegetable a week. We have to serve so much dark green vegetable a week. We have parameters we have to follow. So we serve things that, once again, the kids seem to like. We try to find things they like. We try to find, it's hard to serve kids orange red vegetables they like. I'll be honest with you.
Orange red vegetables, not
carrots.
Okay.
Sweet potatoes, which we do serve sweet potato fries, which I don't know. They're not exactly a great popular item.
Oh, no?
No, and I don't blame them. I don't like
They're with
sweet
adults.
potatoes.
Adults
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, a
Well,
lot of
except me.
adults like those.
Once a year I try sweet potatoes and remind myself how nasty they are.
No. Stop.
They're good for you.
They're good. They
for
make you big and strong, like
Exactly right.
at least
I
big.
mean, even as adult, it is harder to eat healthy.
It is harder,
does
and
not
I'll be
taste
honest
as
with you
good.
too. It's more expensive. I can tell you that. Go out and try to shop and
Oh, I
shop
have,
healthy and
yeah.
eat healthy and cook healthy.
I have.
It's time consuming and it's very expensive. Imagine doing that on a scale of trying to prepare food that
Right.
basically 1,950 kids will enjoy and like
Right.
to that level. I wish we were serving 1,900 meals a day, but we're not. We serve a lot. I'd say we're a pretty high percentage of participation, but it is a challenge. But I tell you, my ladies do a fantastic job. People don't know really how hard they work and what all they have to do. My 4 managers are fantastic, but the work and the hours they put in, it's a lot. I mean, you're talking about ordering food for probably one of the biggest, every school district you got to think about is probably the biggest restaurant in that community by far. I mean, you're talking about feeding 200-something customers a day, every day, coming into your restaurant.
Right.
2 meals a day.
Right.
And my managers have to plan that. They plan the menus. They plan the ordering. They're fantastic. I mean, I've got, like I said, the best 21 ladies in the world that I work with. Or I always tell them I work for them because I just try to stay out of their way and facilitate what they're needing to do. And
They tell you what to do.
that's fine with
Right.
me. Once again, I'm definitely great with that. As long as I can help them do their job better and easier, that's all I want. That's all I ask, that they let me help them, and they do. They're fantastic. But I really I appreciate them, and I think most people in the community do. And I think it's kind of funny. I had a food show I went to the other day, and we were talking about, you see the things on Facebook and stuff like that about people romanticizing about the square pizzas and such that we had when we were in school.
Yeah.
Of course, we got in a big debate about that. But, I think the people appreciate what my ladies out there do, and I hope they do, because Lord knows they deserve it, and they do a great job. We're always looking to add new items. We're always looking to improve things that the kids want, that they'll eat, and that they'll enjoy. That's the main thing, because we can
Right.
sit there and throw it out there all day. If they don't want to eat it, they're still hungry, and it's not doing them any good. So
Right.
I'm really excited about the direction it's going. Like I said, the greatest thing is we're feeding every kid in this district for free, and we're putting wholesome, nutritious food into the stomachs of hungry children. So I don't think there's any greater calling in the world than that.
Yeah.
That's just my humble opinion, of course. But
Well, excellent. I tend to agree with that. I tend to agree with
guarantee
that. That is a very.
I have a couple more things I would like to say thank you to the Noontime Rotary. They're donating 10 T84 calculators to our high school.
Excellent.
And they put a challenge out to other organizations within our community to do the same. They run about $84 a calculator. We're about 150 calculators short in order to give 2 ACT tests to the sophomores in junior class. So we have 150. We need another 150. And if anybody has an old TI-84 calculator, Texas Instrument calculator, that they're not using, they'd like to donate to our high school, please drop that off at the high school office. We'd love to have it. And again, thank you to the Noontime Rotary for doing that. Also to the judge executive and the hospital tax that they had reimbursed from paying off a bond early. That's given us the opportunity to have another SRO in our school system. So that person should start work hopefully this week, if not next week, and look forward to that opportunity to help protect our kids while they're in school.
Excellent, excellent. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you coming. We were speaking with Will Brown and Superintendent
Nate Huggins.
And I'm sorry, I will learn the names.
That's okay.
I am that's probably my worst thing is names.
understand.
But I will get it, I promise, guys.
And good
Thank
luck
you,
to
Mitch.
you
And-
on a Friday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the invitation, for letting us come down here today
Well,
to
we
talk about
appreciate
Caldwell
having
County
you.
schools.
We appreciate having you, boys.